Let's talk about the NHS for a minute. I know in past episodes we've discussed NHS in some capacity, but I want to talk about NHS from a different perspective this time.
Yeah.
I would like us to discuss the relationship between healthcare professionals, healthcare staff, NHS staff in general, and the patients that they serve. Because at the end of the day, we owe our patients a duty of care.
Yeah.
And this is for the patients. As a patient, okay, whether you're going to your GP, you're going to the hospital, to the A&E, you're calling for an ambulance, you're speaking to the receptionist at the GP surgery, at the health virus service, you're going for X-ray, dermatology, or whatever.
Whatever the case.
The first and important thing that you should know as a patient requiring the services of the NHS, or of any healthcare provider. To be honest, of anything at all, whether you're going to the bank or anything. But today I just want us to focus more on the NHS staff. I wonder if patients actually think that NHS staff are human beings like them, that have the same problems like them. I want us to shed light on this in the perspective of us being human beings that, can actually process that feeling of empathy towards each other. And I say that to say that the way quite a lot of NHS staff get treated by the patients is disheartening, to say the least. They shout at you, insult you, and you're supposed to take it. You're actually meant to take it, because you're meant to understand that this person insulting you, shouting at you, telling you you're useless, telling you your service is not fit for purpose, is going through frustration and pain, and because of that, it's allowed. I mean, it's not allowed, of course. We know patients get blacklisted from GP surgeries and stuff like that. But for me, this for me,
when you say blacklisted, that means you can't.
Oh yes, if you go to your GP surgery, if you go to your GP surgery and act like an animal, let me give you an example. I was at the GP surgery one day waiting for my appointment time. My appointment was meant to be for 10 o'clock in the morning. 10:35, I was still sitting there because for some reason they were running behind. But you see, because I also work within the parameters of healthcare, I understood what was going on, that not everything is cut and dried. Yes, I was given a 10 o'clock appointment, okay? But I knew that these appointments tend to sort of run into one another. Yeah. They run behind time sometimes. If they get complicated cases, you just have to understand. This chap comes in for a 10:30 appointment. While I'm still sitting there, his appointment was meant to be after mine. I had a 10 o'clock appointment. I was still sitting there by 10:30, waiting to go in. And, they told him that, well, unfortunately, the 10 o'clock appointment is still waiting to go in. And after. He said, oh, God, but I have to be at work at this time. I have to do this time. I can't sit here waiting. You gave me a 10:30 appointment. And this guy starts shouting. He was shouting at the receptionist. It was, and they kind of politely tried to calm him down, but he wasn't having any of it. Now, I sat there and I thought to myself, there's no need for this. This poor staff trying to just, do their job, do not have to deal with it. I know for a fact NHS hospital staff that have had chair thrown at them, that have been punched, that have had urine samples thrown at them.
Wow.
They've been insulted, they've been racially abused.
Oh my God.
These things sound far-fetched, but these things happen.
And these are the same people that were clapping for the NHS.
These are the same people that were clapping for the NHS. That doesn't even matter right now. But the point I'm trying to make, I just want to use this opportunity to let people out there know that, look, NHS staff are humans like you. I have colleagues who've had cancer. I have colleagues who are still battling cancer. I know doctors who've been in car accidents. I know doctors who come to work day to day with their own, what's it called? Continuous health problems. You feel me? So I don't know why people think that, just because this person is on the other side,
no, I think
they deserve this.
If I'm looking at it from, not that I can even picture myself in that situation, because like you said, it's about you, the person, it's individual. It's not a general thing. So, but if I try to look at it from their point of view, is this what I've seen? Because I've also worked in scenarios where I've had to take some of my people that I work with, supported, whatever, to the A&E, to the hospitals and all that. If I look at it, first of all, let's start with the people who respect time, and you seem to be like one of them. I'm not. You understand? So now people who respect time, they like when you give them time, you stick to it. You understand? And they can tend to get, overreactive, or depending on that person again. Like I said, it's not a general thing, it's an individual thing. So depending on that person's nature, if it's somebody that is prone to outburst, they can overblow things if you don't stick to it. I mean, I've heard of people who have spoken to potential girlfriends on the first date just because the person
they were
late. You understand?
Well, I think it's a totally different scenario. If you think about this, you're sick. It's
not good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good, but I'm just saying it's individual. If you're someone that is prone to outbursts, you understand? Then you need anger management. It's as simple as that.
Let's be honest. I know this podcast is going to be a bit more serious than the last one, but for me, this is something I've seen happen for years and years, and it just seems that people now see it as the norm to go to places where they are meant to get treatments and just act really behave really badly towards the people that are literally meant to be caring for you. These are people that actually have your health. They can literally. These are people like, and you're going there calling them names.
If you've got a bad nature, you've got a bad nature.
No, so are you going to tell me that like a very large?
Do you think they care? That's what I'm trying to tell you. We're saying the same thing, Femi. I'm not saying it's nice.
You take your child to the A&E and you get told, what's the wait time? They tell you, it's 4 hours, and you lose your shit. Why?
Because they don't care. That's what I'm telling you. They don't care. They are all about themselves. They don't care. I've been in a situation where I remember when my daughter, when she was 2, and the other one was just about 2 or 3 months or something. The missus was at work, and I had to take Alexa to with the other baby. You can imagine having a baby and one little you understand, to the NHS and to A&E. I can't remember. I think it was her hairs or something. And I had to wait and wait and wait. Eventually,
and you have a baby crying.
Exactly.
A baby with needs.
Eventually, the missus finished work, came to meet us, and she took care of the problem because we didn't end up using the A&E eventually because the queue was just too
much. Yeah,
long.
That's right.
And while we were waiting, we saw a lot of people. So if I'm a
badly behaved person,
exactly,
you probably will lose your rag too.
I will lose it. You understand?
And you act out of character.
You understand? If you are bad, you are bad. There's nothing.
I get what you mean.
There's no pancaking it or painting over.
But I just think it's unfair.
These are the people that will see their in-laws for the first time and lose their shit. These are the people in different scenarios, not just the NHS.
You want to feel better about whatever situation is going on in your life. The NHS staff are not really the major problem, because if you really get down to brass tracks and think about this issue here, there's a problem of selective outrage, misplaced outrage, so to speak. The NHS staff, they dress up in the morning to go to work.
Yeah.
They are not the reason why fundings have been cut massively. They are not the reason why the NHS is short-staffed. I'll tell you something you don't know. The NHS now is in desperate need of over 90,000 nurses. 90,000 nurses.
You're boasting that they provided more staff.
Okay, mental health care is at the barest minimum. So now can you blame the few people that are still turning up to work, to take on the pressure?
One thing I'm going to say to anyone, to adults behaving badly at the A&E and other, hospital, developments is, enlighten yourself. Why don't you find out why?
No. There's no need to find out. They know this.
Maybe you'll be better.
No, guy. Let me tell you. They know this. The reason why you don't have more doctors, more clinicians at the A&Es, at the out-of-hours services, everywhere you go, is due to lack of funding. That is not the fault of the receptionist. It is not the fault of the doctors and nurses that are actually on that shift, trying to help you and your children out. So why take out your frustration on them when you're still going to turn around and vote for the same idiots that put you in this position?
Most of these guys.
That's a misplaced outrage I'm talking of.
Most of these guys that actually do that are actually the same people that have voted, the same people that put the NHS or wherever parastatal in that crisis.
I mean, now, see, here's the thing. I don't even want to dwell on that too much because I feel like I've made my point. If you're going through a crisis in your life, a health crisis, the receptionists, the doctor, the nurses, the x-ray technician, the ultrasound person, the dermatologist, the physio, these people are not the reason why these things are happening. If you're not getting the service that you feel you need on time, you need to try to understand why this is so. And not just act irrational when you go out to your GP surgery or for your appointments. Please. And this is a good segue into the next topic I want us to discuss. Because I want to ask you a question.
Ask away.
When will us as a people understand that our health is actually our responsibility? Because I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Your health is your responsibility. It should be your priority.
Are you sure?
Nobody is coming to save you.
I need to go and check my agreement with my.
No, seriously, there's no knight in shining armor coming to save you. The way the world is today, where we are right now in the world, right now today, you have to actually begin the process of saving yourself. You get what I mean? I'm going to ask you a question now and you're going to be guilty too. Yes or no? I know your wife also works for the NHS. She's a nurse. But the question I want to ask you is, do you even have a blood pressure machine at home?
Yeah, of course.
No, not your wife's. I'm talking of yours.
Me? Why would I have two when we have about three?
You are not the right person to ask. But when was the last time? Don't lie, because I asked you before we started recording. If you lie,
no, I will even tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
You should know that me.
When was the last time
I don't look for
you took your own blood pressure?
Me personally, I've never taken my blood pressure.
This guy looks younger than his age. We both know that you have clocked 40. So here's the thing. Shut up. See, here's the thing. My belief, okay, is that, look at it this way. Let's assume that you've been diagnosed with high blood pressure, okay? And your GP is trying to manage it, help you manage it with medication.
Yeah.
Your GP will only invite you probably once or twice a year, once every 6 months, to check your temperature. They will check it once and then record that. Okay?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Within that period, before the next BP check, what happens? You should be checking it yourself at home.
Yeah.
It's not even a hard thing to do. A blood pressure machine, you can buy one from any pharmacy of your choice, whether you're in Nigeria or anywhere else. If you're in Nigeria, go to a chemist. Blood pressure machines cost like 20, 30 pounds here.
Yeah.
You can get a very good, reliable one. You get what I mean? Just, I don't understand it. It is not very hard. It is not a complicated process. You should be able to check your own blood pressure at least once every 2 days or so at home.
In this life with so many hustles and bustles.
Can you believe this? Let's show the people. No. You are saying that with hustle and bustle, so you don't have time.
Stop.
You don't have time.
Stop shooting me.
No, wait. You don't have time. No, we are going to show. This is the thing.
Femi, on this episode, on this podcast, yes, when you make your point, I always try to see things from excuse where people will say.
Oh yes, of course.
So I'm just trying to
that's right. No, I'm not tackling you.
I'm lucky my wife and my mom.
Yeah, I know they are healthcare professionals. Yeah.
My wife.
But here's the thing.
Whenever I'm around them,
when you play the devil's advocate and I tackle it, I'm not tackling you as Sky person. I'm tackling that point.
Okay.
You see? So for the people who say, "Oh, I have 2-3 jobs. I don't have time. I don't have this." Let's show them how long it actually takes to check a blood pressure.
Yeah. Let's do
it. It doesn't take an hour. 2 seconds.
You know.
Because I brought a blood pressure machine.
Dr. Femi.
Come and sit down.
Dr. Femi.
They're mostly
MBA.
They mostly look.
PhD.
They mostly look like this. Okay. They mostly look like
not
this.
The upper one.
So what would happen is.
Let's move this away.
Yep. Let's say you don't even have to move it. This is where I will sit. It doesn't take long. Okay, so what have I done here? Okay, the long way around. Okay, so it's all set up now, and
this one I've not really slept. That's the floor. Google is my friend.
Wait! I will tell you. I know what you're trying to. I know the answer to it. Don't worry. So we strap you in. Like so. Okay. That's all you need. It's not complicated. You get strapped in, you put on the blood pressure machine. You can hear a whirring sound it's making. And it will take your reading. How can you, as a man over 40, not check your blood pressure in more than 2 years, for goodness sakes?
I didn't say that.
Like, that was what you told me earlier. You said before coronavirus.
Yeah.
That's almost 2 years.
So when did COVID actually blew? When I said before
COVID was the whole of 2020.
April, so
no. COVID is a lie. You know I caught you. So you are trying to remix
I said
it.
Around May.
You are trying to remix it.
When did COVID really blow? When was our first lockdown? April.
Yeah, but COVID started 2020 though.
Yeah, April.
Don't worry.
We're past 1 April. That's 1 year plus. So
the first reading, what we normally do is, the first reading, I don't take seriously. Okay.
Why?
No, you have to do it twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it could be false. It could be a falsehood. So we do it again. So the second reading we will check because the truth is, a healthy BP reading should be 120/80. Okay. So if it gets just a little bit higher than that, it's not really something to panic about. But when your blood pressure starts getting lower than 100, then there's reason to see your GP, which is the thing. If you don't measure it at home yourself, how do you know?
I don't measure it, man. I just live.
No, that's what you do. But your case is different, is what I'm saying. I'm talking to people who don't have nurses and doctors at home in the same house with them. You're meant to have one of these at home. Measure it yourself. Do you see what I'm saying?
120/80.
That's near perfect. It's actually 120/90, but that's not bad at all.
Okay.
That is not bad at all.
Quick question. In case anybody that has ever played with this before and just was confused. There are usually 3 numbers there. Why the doctors and whoever mention, why did they always mention 2 of the numbers?
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Because this is your pulse. Because this is your pulse per minute. The one on the bottom.
Okay. So that one, is it that it doesn't really count?
Yeah. What really matters is the first 2. Okay. So if the one at the top here, if it is lower, it should be 120/80. So if your blood pressure is lower than 100, then obviously you need to see your GP. Okay. But my issue is this. We live in the hustle and bustle. This is the hustle and bustle era where some of us do two jobs, okay? And you hustle, you do everything, you drink alcohol on top of it, you do a lot of strenuous stuff, you probably drive 2-3 hours every day to get to work and back home.
Yeah.
So how do you not measure? You know primarily who this is for is actually people back home that live in third world countries.
We don't have access to GPs or not.
You to even say a doctor is going to cost you a leg. So why don't you just get a good blood, save up, get a good blood pressure machine? God knows
and
a lot of you.
Quite cheap, actually.
They are cheap. God knows a lot of you party every Friday. I see your videos on Instagram and Snapchat. You have money to buy these things.
For the ground.
You wake up in the morning, you stay in Lagos traffic or anywhere you go, traffic. In fact, people who even have drivers, the fear of being kidnapped is there. The fear of being harassed by Nigerian corrupt police is there. The hustle and bustle of daily life is there. You will now go home and still inhale carbon monoxide from your neighbor's generator. That one is there. So how are people not, because I'll tell you this. If you have high blood pressure and you don't manage it properly, it could lead to severe situations for yourself. Okay? So I don't want this to be a too serious podcast. We've made our points.
One question.
But another thing I was going to, the last point, you go on. Yeah.
Okay, you said below 100 is a cause for concern.
Mm-hmm.
What is the highest issue?
Well, if you are getting into the 140s and 150s, obviously, anything that strays away from the normal, you should be seeing your GP.
Below 100,
and
above
here's the beauty of it. Here's the beauty of it. We know that, yes, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Nowadays, it's quite hard to get a GP appointment. Because quite a lot of people are saying, since COVID.
They're encouraging that we should.
Yeah, they're encouraging that it's going to get better.
It's
going to get better, okay? But for me, here's the thing. For things like that, okay, you've taken your blood pressure at home, you are worried, you don't have to even call your GP. You can ring 111. It's a nationwide service. They will get a clinician to ring you back and then discuss this with you. If the clinician feels you need a face-to-face, they will arrange one for you.
All right, for viewers.
So it's not. I don't understand this.
Listeners who want us to move on from this. Sorry, one more question. Now, what are the things that might actually does that can affect, or should I say, what are the symptoms of an irregular blood pressure?
Oh well, you see, diseases like kidney diseases.
Okay.
Like what's it called? Diabetes,
stroke,
high blood pressure. No, things like that, will not actually show you any major symptoms until things have really gone down. There are so many people walking about right now in third world countries with very high blood pressures. And this is the problem with me. When it gets to severe levels and people actually just drop dead or they have a stroke, they will say it is witches and wizards. They will start going to their pastor, and the pastor too will tell them, you didn't pray enough. It is the devil. You allow the devil come into your home, come into your life, blah, 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 But here's the thing, if you take good care of yourselves, if you monitor your own health, nobody will do it for you. You should do it for yourself. And if you have any worries, there are so many services out there. And for the benefit of people that live in Nigeria, in Africa, if you have one of these at home, and you are taking your own blood pressure, and you are worried, at least now, you know what you are going to the hospital for.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, there's another thing I want to touch, because I don't want us to we have to look at things from both sides of the fence, or both sides of the coin here.
Yeah.
So many services you go to, you see a doctor, you are not satisfied. You want another opinion. They tell you, you are not allowed to see another doctor today, because their policy states that once you've been seen by one person, you can't then, What I will say is, never ever shy away from getting a second opinion. Because we cannot sit here and pretend that there is not that percentage, be it very little, but it exists, of NHS clinicians who have actually sent people to their early graves. No, let's be honest with us. It almost happened to me. It almost happened to my wife when my wife was severely ill. Okay?
At the end of the
when I was very sick. No, look. So many parents have buried their children just because the doctor feels that, they brush aside parents' concern. You are the parent. You know your child. Even though you are not a doctor, you know your child. You know yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, you could be dying and you find somebody that will tell you it's just heartburn, because that was what a doctor told my wife. No, it's just heartburn. Go and use Gaviscon.
Gaviscon.
But because I work within the healthcare, I pursued things. Do you know that she later got admitted for 3 weeks?
Oh my.
I should have sued, but I just thought, what's the point? What is the point? And I've heard so many similar stories. So when people are saying the NHS is no longer fit for purpose, blah 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 blah, we have to also try to understand where they come from. I don't want to dwell on this because, you know, I don't want to get in trouble, but it is what it is. It exists, but
it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't want this episode to be a too serious episode. So let's go from that to Tiwa Savage, from highs to lows. People who don't know Tiwa Savage, people who don't know. For the people who don't know Tiwa Savage, she's a Nigerian musician, she's well known actually overseas. She presently has a song that we discussed briefly in the last episode called Somebody's Son. And she featured R&B legend Brandy. That song is rapidly climbing up the charts now. It had over a million views on YouTube in just 24 hours, you know. That should tell you. So basically what happened was, she said somebody was trying to blackmail her, you know, extort her. That apparently what happened was her boyfriend, mistakenly uploaded a sex tape that they made together on Snapchat and then deleted it immediately when he realized his mistake. But unfortunately, somebody had already saved that video before it was deleted. Now that person, you know, was now trying to sort of blackmail her to get money from her. And, you know, I don't even want to
dwell on it.
Their own story is not what I want to talk about. I just want to say, like, sex tapes, to record or not to record, is it something that people are still doing nowadays? I know you have every right to your privacy, but in an era where there's no privacy and technology is, you know, we all know that nowadays our phones know they can listen to us, you know. You talk about something right now, you can say, oh, I love this Hoover, you know, I need a brand new Hoover and I'm just thinking of, you know, where to get one. You open your phone, next thing you know, you are hit with 300 adverts of Hoovers. You know? So is that the era where you want to start recording yourself having sex on the phone? So, you know, when I heard that, I thought,
I think first of all, like you said, this day and age, I believe that we've outgrown that, but
no, I feel that fully grown adults can do whatever they want,
exactly,
including recording themselves having sex.
The world, maybe because I live in the first world country, but I feel like the world, you know, at least around me, has moved away from trying to shame someone because of what they do in their personal affairs. You understand? I mean, people go to the shops now and they buy dildos and all that. You know, people go to the shop. I mean, grown men go to the shop, but still and buy edible panties for their loved ones.
But still, people have a right to their privacies.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a two-edged sword if you think about it, because a lot of celebrities who've had their nudes, you know, what do they call it, leaked online, it happened because they took their laptops or their computers for repair, and the guy at the repair store,
it's good, man.
You see, your phone could get stolen. Hackers could actually hack your cloud remotely. You know, so to that, all I'm gonna say is, what doesn't exist cannot be be leaked. That's just the way I see it.
But people will always have their
even if you record it and put it on a USB and say, okay, I will keep this USB at home. We can watch whenever we go. Your USB can get lost at that time.
What if your baby go and pick it up one day and just plug it in
and see that they are money
in your visitor's laptop
calling on Jesus?
Oh my God. Anyways, it's really not nice trying to shame someone.
Yeah, for something so natural and yeah.
And there's one there. Speaking about all this shaming, whatever. There's this guy in Nigeria, which I'm not. Maybe because I don't. I don't really do that social media gossiping, flipping through, looking for stories and all that. But I heard this guy talking about married women he slept with and he has their tapes and all that, you know. And I'm like, this guy doesn't even sound posh to be sleeping with more than
I just feel it's immature women. Though. It's just.
And this is an ex of Tonto DK. I'm like, it doesn't even sound posh. I'm wondering, what do women like? Then I asked the message, is he rich? And she said no, that he's only rich from ransom money. I'm like, so this guy was not even rich to begin with.
It's crazy.
And this guy must have serious.
Let me tell you what happened. When I was a teenager growing up in Nigeria, then remember it was President Obasanjo, the past president, that brought mobile phones to Nigeria. And I think what happened was a very close friend of mine recorded, himself having sex with his girlfriend. His girlfriend knew about it. They were both in the know. And back in those days, electricity, even today, electricity has always been a big problem. So when there's no electricity, people will take their phones to all these recharge card sellers, all these umbrella, and they'll take their phones there to charge. And this guy took his phone there to charge it and left it there because you always have to leave the phone there for an hour. And while the phone was there, he forgot to lock it. And somebody took the phone and wanted to just, I don't know why. It was a clear case of invasion of privacy. Long story short, everybody in the area got to hear that, there's a sex video going around of this guy. Damn it. It was a very sad day. It was bad. It was bad. And in Nigerian societies where religion is a very big deal, tarnished their image, families were kind of almost destroyed. They had to actually move out of that area because of that scandal. So for me, I can't even say, don't record, because it will sound stupid. You can't tell a grown-up adult not to do whatever they want with their time, with their body, with their bodies, It is, I think the point here is to tell people not to invade, other people's privacies. It doesn't make sense. Well, off of that, let's segue into TV shows, because I read some of our emails and some people said, you don't discuss TV. There are thousands of TV shows. We should have a segment where we sort of discuss TV shows without dropping spoilers. So I wanted to ask you
about movies.
No, it's not that. I just want to ask you that when you watch a TV show and the season ends and you're expecting a new season to come up, like what TV show are you sort of optimistic about?
What?
Like what TV show are you? Let me give you an example. You put me on Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
I came into the studio one day and I saw you watching it on the TV and I was like, what's this? Are you telling me just a story about a train just going around the world and non-stop? How could that be interesting? And then I gave you a few episodes and I was totally sold on it. So I think season 4, is it season 4 now?
Yeah, I think about season 4, innit?
Yeah, I think season 4 is what we are kind of waiting on. And that's one of the shows that I'm eagerly, waiting to see. Succession came out last week, season 3 of Succession.
I started watching.
And I am waiting for that too.
Because of
on Netflix
Squid and all that, they suggested this My Name.
Yeah,
it's quite good. The story is, you will suspect, but you can't be too certain that's where the story is heading. You should try it. I'll suggest that.
My Name.
Yeah, My Name. Yeah.
On Netflix.
It's an Asian, I think it's better called Oriental, It's an Oriental.
I also like Foundation.
Oriental is more like dish,
Yeah.
These days we don't decide.
There's Foundation. There's a TV series called Foundation. It's on Apple. It's on Apple TV.
Yeah, I haven't got Apple TV.
And it's really good too. It's really, really good. I'm also waiting for that. And I don't know if you got
Disney seems to be having some nice movies now.
But for me, I think number 1 is Netflix.
Obviously,
followed by Prime, Amazon Prime, then followed by Disney.
Disney, what they're trying to do, to be honest, I don't really think they should be forcing it too hard. they took CNN off free to air.
CNN.
Yeah, CNN is off Virgin TV.
Like news.
You can't watch CNN on Virgin TV again. You have to watch it through Disney app.
Who watches CNN anyway?
That's what I'm saying.
Not me.
You know what I'm saying? Let me
put you on the fire series.
I watch maybe like, quickly just peeping and see what's happening around the world.
Let me put you on the fire series before we go. Let me put you on the fire series. There's this series called Kin, K-I-N. It's about Irish mafia.
I've seen it before.
Irish mobsters. It's a new series. They are just in episode 6 now.
I think I've seen
Absolutely amazing. I'm really enjoying it. And I don't know what it's on.
It's on Netflix.
No, it's not. I don't think so. I think I've been watching it on my Fire Stick, so I don't really know where it's on, to be honest. But it's really good. Just search for Kin, season 1.
Generally, my British friends are not going to be happy like this. I don't really like British movie.
Right.
But can you tell me what British movie or series or TV show have you really liked, or maybe lately? Bodyguard was it for me.
Bodyguard was good. James Bond.
Really good, yeah.
Every James Bond movie.
No.
Or you mean TV show? You mean TV series?
It's Hollywood.
But to be fair, they are
Hollywood.
Okay, let me give you one. I will. Wait. Is it I Will Put You in Trouble? What's the title of that movie? He won an Emmy.
That's what I want.
I will send you to jail or something. I don't know. Michaela something. I will.
There was.
I will murder you or something. I've forgotten the title of that movie. But it's on BBC. You can watch them. There are some quite good BBC movies. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was one that I'm trying to remember that I watched recently and I really loved it. Yes. There's this guy, this black guy there was a lot
French.
of sex in it.
French, right?
Now they had a
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton.
Yeah, Bridgerton is good. I've not seen it,
Are you kidding me?
My wife has seen it. I've not.
Are you kidding me?
I don't care. I hear they are bringing a new series of that one too.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I don't really care for it.
I really liked it.
I don't care for it.
A lot of people like it because of the romantic, sexy, whatever. But
no, for the sex.
Storyline.
For the sex. Just speak the truth.
Yeah, it's a storyline for
It's
me,
for the
man.
sex.
Yeah.
Well, let's round up the podcast because I still have a 3 hours drive.
Yeah.
Before we round up, thanks for joining us. Sorry it got a bit serious. We will try to inject more fun to the podcast episodes. Before we go, I just want to leave you with this. Your life is your responsibility, as is your health. Only you can save yourself. Diabetes is a real thing. Kidney problems is a real thing. Less alcohol, drink more water, get more rest. See you on the next episode.
Are you throwing stone to me? This is only what
I'm directing shots. I'm subbing you right there.
I will see you.
Less alcohol, more water, more rest.
Alright, thank you guys. See ya. Bye.
Keep to